All right, here we are again. Um, I wanted to do a video to kind of um, show you how to add additional elements to your layout. And you have your basic elements here. You've got your text, your image, and your copy, right? Or your paragraphs. For this first flyer, I kind of wanted to keeping in mind that you guys are at home, I kind of wanted to uh, use, incorporate more, more appropriately your environment, right? Just a couple reminders, like, or tips, like for our class, you're only using your own images. So most of you have your cameras or some kind of device, or you have a digital camera um, um, to take your photos. So no Google Internet images for any of this. And I also wanted to kind of explore and incorporate a little bit of fun and creativity to this particular project. Since we have a wonderful opportunity here. Um, so one of the things I want you to incorporate, and I will show you how to do this, is hand drawn or handmade type um, and texture into this layout. Okay, so we're going to go back to Photoshop for this video. Okay, and as you can see, if I go back to InDesign, I did garlic, right? I took a picture of garlic. Well, find an object in your house or in your environment, and you're going to select it. And I'm going to open up these two files. I wanted to kind of play around with texture and with type. So here is, actually, I think, yeah. So here are my two images that I opened up. You'll notice in Photoshop, you have the ability to have everything open in tabs, which it will, and then you can drag it down. Okay, so here we have a brick kind of texture. And then here we've got my garlic hand drawn type. So I want to show you how to rotate that image. Go to image, image rotation, and I'm going to go counterclockwise. Okay. So we are going to save this out and process it just like the first image. Okay. We're going to process it together, like so, the word and the little drawings. Command plus if you want to zoom in. Okay. I took this image using a tiny scanner app on my phone, right? So for those of you who don't have a scanner, which I'm not assuming all of you or any of you do, I know most of you have a phone of some sort, but you can take a picture and upload it to your computer with a camera. You can use the tiny scanner app, and then I emailed it to myself. But just so you know, if you have a different situation, let me know and we can find a solution. But this is how I got that image. I drew this out originally on a piece of paper using a pen. Okay, so a black marker pen. So we're going to process this. So the first thing we're going to do is check the resolution. So my resolution is 300 Hooray. I uncheck this. This is my size. And then after my resolution, I'm going to check my color mode right here. I'm going to convert it to CMYK. It warns me. Thank you, Photoshop. Click OK. And we're going to save it out as a TIFF. Make sure I know where I'm saving it out to. And I'm going to name it garlic title. Oops. Save as garlic title. And then I'm going to change the format to a TIFF. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. I'm going to make sure LZW is checked. Click OK. Wonderful. I'm going to set this aside. Here is a texture. This is kind of like a brick texture. I want you to incorporate some kind of texture into your flyer. So how I got this, I'll zoom in so you can kind of see it. I had a plain piece of paper. And for this particular texture, I was near a brick wall. And so I put the piece of paper on the brick wall. I think I had a crayon with me, and I rubbed the crayon on top of the paper that was on top of the texture. And this is what came out. I mean, I can put a YouTube video, a link, available for you, but you might have done this oh so long ago in another class. If you do not have a crayon or anything like that available to you, you can get a piece of paper or a sheet of any kind of paper surface. And if you want, you can wrinkle it, crumple it up, and then open it back up, and then take a picture of it, or take a scan of it with your scanner or your tiny scanner app. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to keep the orientation. I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to go to image. I'm going to check my image size and make sure it's big enough. Okay, so I uncheck my resample box. You can see it's a little bit smaller than 300, but I'm going to do 300 and click OK. And then when we go to the image mode, okay, I'm going to go, instead of CMYK, I'm going to go to Grayscale. Grayscale is also allowable, and it will also print, but it adds a really cool effect in InDesign, and I'll show you what that looks like. And it's going to ask you this, so you're going to tell it to discard the color. Okay, and then I'm going to continue to save it as a TIFF, but near here, texture brick, and I'm going to put black and white because that was the grayscale. Okay, LZW, perfect. Save. And I'm going to go back to InDesign. Okay, and I'm going to add or place those two objects on my page. You'll see it's very small. I just want to put them on there, and I'm going to click save. Okay. And right now I'm gonna add a background color. I know some of you want to find out how to do that. I make a big rectangle, And I'm going to put a black color, but I'm going to make the tint 10, so it's about a gray. You can see that this is over everything, which I don't necessarily want. And for you to move things above, behind, or in front of different objects, you can go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. Okay. Another thing that we're going to do, I'm not done with this garlic or the texture, but I just want to still continue to add things, is I want to add a line in here. Okay, so that line, so you can see here, there is no fill, no stroke. That means it's invisible. But if I go here and I add a width to it, that's the weight of the line. The higher the weight, the thicker the line. And I can add a color to it here. And then cool thing is you can actually add, instead of just a straight line, you can make it a texture. Okay, so I know that you can see all of these different lines happening all at once, but they won't all print, or they won't all show up on your PDF. And for you to see what that looks like, you can go to the preview mode, and you can see all the lines drop away. And you can still work on your stuff, your layout, while you're here. Okay, and I'm going to send this to back. Okay, I'm kind of liking how it's looking. Not completely sold. I'm going to save here. Okay. Okay, but for now, I was able to add a background color. I was able to add a line, a ruled decorative line. I was able to add a couple more images and texture to my layout. So I'm going to save it here for now. And for some of you, this might be as crazy as it will get. I'm going to go to, I'll do that for the next one. But save where you are. And in the next video, I'll show you how to save this for your submission, okay, as a PDF or as a JPEG. So I'll show you those two options because it might differentiate depending on what our project is. And then I'll have another video where I actually show you what we were supposed to do in this one, so you can see all the different transparencies and effects that's available to you. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger before I leave. Don't worry, it'll get cooler, I promise. Move this down a little bit. Endless, you guys. Okay, so let me save end our video here so you can kind of see where we've stopped, and save. Okay, next time. Talk to you then.